What's up guys, I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. Today we're going to talk a lot about granular fertilizers, the fertilizer I'm using in my lawn this season, and the Earthway EV-N-SPRED broadcast spreader. Let me know in the comment section below what fertilizer and broadcast spreader you're using in your lawn this year. And a friendly reminder to check the description box below for the Lawn Insider merch store. Go get you a shirt and use the promo code LAWNDAD, all caps, no spaces, and that'll get you free shipping on all your orders throughout the month of May. So the fertilizer I decided to use this year is called GREENTRX by Anuvia. It comes in a 50-pound bag, and I picked it up at my local Ewing Irrigation and Landscape Supply store. So GREENTRX puts this information sheet inside the bag, and it gives us the analysis, and we're looking right here at these three numbers, 16, 1, 2, and what that's telling us is the amount of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in this bag, and it's actually as percentages. So this bag, which is a 50-pound bag, contains 16% nitrogen, 1% phosphorus, and 2% potassium. And if we wanted to break that down even further into the actual amount of each of those ingredients, we have, since it's a 50-pound bag, it actually makes it really easy because you can just divide by 2. So 16% of 50, 8 pounds of nitrogen in this bag, we have 1/2 pound of phosphorus in this bag, and we have 1 pound of potassium in this bag. Now, whenever you get a bag of fertilizer, you're always going to be able to do this math, but it's not always going to be so easy because you're not always going to have a 50-pound bag, but it's just going to take a little cross multiplication. I don't like doing so much math when I'm out doing my yard work either, so I built a Google spreadsheet where I can plug in the guaranteed analysis of any bag of fertilizer that you find on the market. As long as you know the analysis and the total weight of the bag, you can punch those numbers in and it will tell you exactly how much product you need to use for whatever desired nitrogen output that you want to put on my lawn. So this year, every application of fertilizer that I'm putting down, I'm trying to put down 0.35 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet that I have. So I know that sounds kind of complicated, but when you look at my spreadsheet, which I'm going to put it up here on the screen, all I'm going to do is punch in the 16, punch in the 1, punch in the 2. Under the total weight of the bag, I'm going to put 50, and then I'm going to put my desired amount of N per 1,000 square feet of lawn, which is 0.35. So I'm going to punch all that in, and then when I put all that in, it spits out the exact amount of product that I need to put out on the lawn each time I make an application. So in the case of the GREENTRX 16-1-2, I actually have to put out 9.1 pounds of this product every time I make an application in my lawn to put out 0.35 pounds of N per 1,000 square feet. Now the reason I chose that number is because for the monthly total, I try to put out 0.7 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet. The rule of thumb is actually to get 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet every 4 to 6 weeks. The reason that I decided to throttle it down a little bit this year is just because I am spoon feeding my lawn. So I'm giving it a little bit of fertilizer, a little bit of food every couple of weeks. So I'm never just dumping down fertilizer and hoping it lasts for 8 weeks. Every couple of weeks I'm coming out here and I'm putting it out in application of 0.3 to 0.35 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet with this GREENTRX fertilizer. If you want to get access to this spreadsheet, I'll put a link to it in the description box below. Okay, now that I know I need a total of 9.1 pounds of this product, I need a way to actually measure that out. And the way I do that is using one of these luggage scales that I got off of Amazon, and the link will be in the description box below. And I use a bucket to dump the product in and then to weigh it. So I know that the bucket weighs 1.1 pounds, so anything that the luggage scale tells me, I just subtract 1.1 from that, and that's how much total product that I'm using. I'm going to use this cup now just to scoop out the product and dump it in the bucket and just kind of eyeball it until I get 9.1 pounds. Okay, I feel like I'm probably pretty close here, so I'm going to go ahead and measure. And the way you do that is just take the handle on the bucket, wrap the loop on the scale around it, okay, like this, and then there's a little clip on the scale, and you clip that into the top, like that. Get it as close to the middle as you can so you get an accurate reading, and then you just lift it. Okay, and that is telling me that it is 9.3 total pounds. Okay, so you can see that right there, and I actually need to subtract 1.1 from that. So right now I have 8.2 total pounds of product, so I need to add one more pound. All right, I just did 2 cupfuls, and let's see where we're at. Set it back to 0, we're good. Put the clip on the top of the strap, put it in the middle, and lift. All right, and that is telling us that we are at 10.5 total pounds. Subtract 1.1, that puts us at 9.4 total pounds, which means I'm not going to weigh it anymore. I'm just going to take probably about half a cup full, put it back into the fertilizer bag, and we'll call this 9.1 pounds. Now that we've got our product measured out, all we got to do is dump it into the spreader and make the application. Now before I do that, I do want to talk a little bit about the spreader itself. It is an Earthway EV-N-SPRED spreader. I do not have the pneumatic tires on mine, but I haven't found that to be an issue because my lawn is so level from all the sand leveling projects that I've done throughout the years that I don't get a lot of bumping, which causes extra product to be thrown out by the spreader. So I've done just fine with the plastic tires. There is an option where you can get the pneumatic tires if you're worried about that, or maybe if you have a little taller grass or anything like that. But I've noticed that with short turf and a level lawn, the plastic wheels actually do fine for me. When you look inside, there are 3 holes that the product works its way through, and you can open those holes with this latch up here, okay? So when I pull down the latch, these holes open, and I can close them, open them as far as I want, and I set that using this cotter pin right here. Now, I've found that the Earthway settings, and I'm actually looking at this backwards, so let me come over here. Now, I've found that the Earthway settings are about whatever Scott's is plus 10. So most bags will have Scott's settings on the back, but they might not have Earthway. And I'm sure there's a conversion chart somewhere out there on the internet. But just from experience, I've found that whatever it tells you to use on the Scott spreader, just add 10 on your Earthway. One of the ways this differs from your big box spreaders is this handle right here is going to open or close the slots in the hopper, and that is going to dictate, whether or not you are actually throwing out product. I know that Scott's and the Stay Green models usually have a little latch right here that you can pull, which does the same thing, but this comes with this little handle, which is more like a commercial feature that you'll see on higher end spreaders. This comes with a 65-pound hopper, so at least for most residential lawns, it is plenty big enough to put the entire bag of whatever you're applying, although we usually don't have to use the entire bag. And you can see that the agitator inside is just this little cotter pin right here, which as you move, it's going to spin around. I do think that I do get a little better distribution once I switched over to the Earthway spreader. I did have a Stay Green spreader before, which is actually like the Lowe's brand spreader basically, and it did fine and my yard looked great, but I do believe that the Earthway does give me a little bit more even spread, hence the name even spread. And I think that the 3 holes in the hopper as opposed to the 1 kind of just gets you a better distribution across the turf. I do want to emphasize that just because I'm using GREENTRX doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right fertilizer for you. There's a lot of other fertilizer options out there, and there's a lot of good fertilizer options out there. I know that Yard Mastery right now has come out with a line of their own fertilizers, and a lot of people are getting great results on those. If you want to check those out, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Last year I used Scott's Southern Lawn, which you can pretty much get from any big box store, and I had a lot of success with that. And I also have used Milorganite in the past and seen some good results with that as well. I'll leave links to all those in the description box below, but just know that there are a lot of good options available for you out there. Now that I've talked to you a little bit about the fertilizer and the spreader itself, I'm going to go over, make sure that my hopper is closed by pulling this handle up right here, and then I'm going to dump the fertilizer into the hopper. And go make my application. All right, just finished my application of the GREENTRX on the entire lawn. This is a product that you will need to water in after applying in order for it to become effective. So just make sure that you set your sprinkler system or that there is some rain in the forecast. But I think I'm going to wrap it up right there, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like. If you're enjoying the content so far, please hit that subscription button below so you don't miss anything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again next week. Lawn Insider, out.